We are at the 5th Annual Mecklenburg County Adoption Conference, and this year's special guest, the one and only Willie Moore Jr. Thank you so much for joining us this year.
Jeremy, it's an honor. I truly appreciate it, man. We're about to have an amazing time.
Now, anyone who's followed your career as a multi-talented entertainer, singer, inspirational speaker knows adoption is very important to you. Give us your story.
Man, you know what? I'm adopted, I always say, after God. Because of Willie Moore Sr. and Flora Moore, I am who I am today. Right now, my dad is 85 years young, and my mom, she's been 35 the last 35 years. Who knows? Because she's a beautiful woman. But they adopted me when I was 3 months old, and they were very transparent about their process. And we're just out here making sure that people don't feel ashamed of being adopted or keeping it away from their children, because ultimately we want to wear this as a badge of honor. We're a special group of kids, and the truth is success is upon us early because of what we had to endure earlier. So I know great things are going to happen.
What role has it played on your life in your career?
You know, some people use adoption and some of the hardships that we have to go through as an excuse. But what I've been doing with young people is saying, listen, let's use this as our fuel. If we use this as our fuel, we can take our business to the next level. We can take our families to the next level. And so instead of me just talking about it, I'm actually walking it out. We published our first book this year. Of course, we got a syndicated radio show. And success, massive success, brings light to this adoption thing in a major way, because we're not a statistic anymore. Now you have somebody who's in the race, winning the race, and of course we're going to a whole nother level soon as well. So
now we work with this on a daily basis. We know some families are hesitant. Why should families adopt?
You know what? Every child that has nothing deserves something, and that something is a family. When you look across the country and across the world, we're some of the richest people in the world. When we complain more than anybody. I just left Jamaica 48 hours ago, and I wasn't at a resort. I was in the slums with the kids who had nothing, and I realized that we have more than we think. And so sometimes it's financial, and we're like, how can I take care of a child? But people don't understand that the resources are out there for them to have children. And all the stigmas that kids, they're going to be this way or that way. I retired my mama 5 years ago, so get yourself a Willie. So it worked out.
Fantastic. Hey, would you consider adopting yourself, Will?
You know what? My wife and I, we're in talks. Of course, we have 3 boys, and because I have no girls, I'm like, babe, we may have to adopt because she has her beach body back, and I'm not sure if she wants to get that stomach again. So be praying for me. Of course, I would do it tomorrow, but of course, we have to be on one accord. But the good thing is we're now having that conversation, and I'm starting to see that smile on her face. So I know it won't be long before we have a little girl in our house.
Anything else you want people to know?
You know what? God is amazing, and I think the biggest gift that we could give to any child is a family. Of course, we think about everything that we don't have, but if you just by faith it, right? Like many times we spend so much on coffee, we spend so much at the mall, we spend so much in other areas, we feel like we're not financially ready to take on a child. But I just know one thing, like my parents were sharecroppers, right? They grew up as sharecroppers, not educated people, making about $20,000 a year. But what they were able to do is they got a child, they loved the orphan, and God took their little and he expanded it so much that now their portfolio is bigger than mine. And of course, I'm doing a whole lot, but when I look at their portfolio, and I believe that it's because they love the orphan. So give a child a chance. I believe it's going to be an amazing experience for you.
I love that you said that. You don't need to be rich. A child just needs love.
Yeah. When you see Angelina Jolie, you automatically think, oh, well, she's rich and this is what happens. Well, regular, normal people can give that love. And as long as you have the requirements that are needed for a child to be in your household, there are a lot of different non-profitable organizations that are, giving resources. And of course, coming in 2018, we have our own nonprofit that's coming. It's going to be helping out foster kids, foster parents, and adoptees and people who just could not afford the whole process. We're going to help them out. So just get involved. I believe if you take a step, God will take 2.
There you go. You heard it from the expert himself, Mr. Willie Moore Jr. Thank you so much for lending your name and your story to this very worthwhile cause. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.